Welcome to Pod and Long. I am your host, Ryan. It's great to have you with us. I'm here with the Word of Drew.
I'm letting the salad out today just to prove that it's there. And now with that done.
Oh. That's all you get, ladies and gents. I'm also here with Dynamite Dropping, Mr. Mike.
This is what everyone is here for. Right here. Executive style hair.
And he's back from the injured list. It's Mr. Megastar Mark.
Fully recovered from New York Comic-Con, and if I had any hair, it'd all be gone after that fucking experience. So thanks, Killer Greg.
Oh, boy.
I love Killer Greg. It was a good time.
Like watching
it was all right.
In air quotes, we'll throw it up. Thankfully, Drew was there to save our ass and really make things a lot easier on Sunday. But what an experience. I was just not feeling up for it last week.
Who could blame you?
I'm back with opinions.
Okay, we've got a lot of opinions to get to because Anthony Richardson, our guy, was benched. Not for one game, for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I've said the most bullshit about Anthony Richardson on this show.
Yeah.
But I'll come to his defense. What's the purpose of this?
Right.
Where do the Colts think they're going? And what are they going to do next year? Do they just meekly go back to Anthony Richardson? Or are they done? It feels like this is too small a sample size to be done.
10 games. 10 games, and they gave up on him.
And listen, he sucks, but 10 games.
Right.
Josh Rosen got more than that.
Yes, he did, with multiple teams. With Anthony Richardson, too, the weird thing is, like, during the press conference, the Colts coach, basically, they asked him, like, do you envision ever going back to Anthony Richardson at any point in the season? And he stuttered, and then he said, you know what, I can't read the future. That's a no.
Yeah, right.
No, yeah,
that's a no.
Yeah,
right?
He doesn't see
we've moved on from this guy. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I just saw it says, ask me how to play the dice game. That's hysterical. Anyway. That joke's a little inside baseball, but it's worth it.
Yes.
That's a Comic-Con joke.
It is.
But I mean, here's the thing. If you're the Colts coaching staff, why would you keep him? You're going to lose a whole bunch of games. He doesn't really seem to like. There is no patience in the league for developing talent anymore. Somebody I saw this somewhere. I don't know what you guys said or somebody else said. Like everybody killed Tom Brady a couple weeks ago when he made all the comments about how the league doesn't develop quarterbacks and they should be staying in college, and everybody slaughtered him. And then you go through and you can just rattle off a bunch of names of the last couple of years. Richardson's just the next one in line of dudes who got like a cup of coffee in the league and get run out because there is no talent development at the league level anymore. You need to come in knowing how to do it already.
I mean, with the amount of money the NFL has, they so desperately need like an NFL Europe again, like something to stash quarterbacks and help develop, get them some reps, in games that air quote don't matter.
Well, and listen, maybe that's, as much as we joke about it, maybe that's what the UFL turns into. Because, I mean, there were, I don't know that any of them made it or are going to play meaningful time or even latched onto practice squads, but there were 3 UFL quarterbacks that got camp invites.
Sure.
Which is 3 guys who wouldn't have gotten an invite if they weren't coming off playing professional football for a season.
Yeah, I think Anthony Richardson would, and he'll never go there. And because, also he's under contract. They're not going to, I mean, he is the 4th overall pick of last year. So that contract's not exactly tiny. It's not exactly something you can just, ditch. But at the same time, he really needs reps, and he's just not going to get it in Indianapolis or anywhere, unfortunately. I think people are going to be gun shy, even if they trade for him or if he gets released, to start him anywhere.
And I think go ahead.
44% completion percentage for his career.
He sucked, but 10 games.
But here's the thing. He might just suck. Like, it's entirely possible that he's not good. And
also, and this is a deeper conversation that I'm probably not smart enough to conduct, but like there's also currently a disconnect between college offenses and pro offenses. And that's been the case for a long time. There's been a lot of like spread quarterbacks who've come into the league and struggled for a while or had to sit for a year or two. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was a spread quarterback, right? He had that whole, he fumbles a lot because he's a Pac-12 guy, which means he holds the ball up here and blah, 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 blah. But like, there are very few, if any, teams in college football right now which play a pro style offense. And so the mechanics and the progressions and the reads are just, you're getting a bunch of guys who are coming in, they've got a college degree that's adjacent to what you're actually hiring them to do.
But it's bizarre though, because you think with all these, Manning Academy, all the stuff that goes into developing quarterbacks and how much resources are put into it, that there's still this large disconnect. Like, okay, maybe they didn't run a pro style offense, but they ought to be trained at least to some extent in pro style play before they show up in the league.
You would think so, but you can still win games in college football based on the talent discrepancy rather than the scheme. Yeah. And college coaches, as much as they recruit guys based on I have X number of NFL players that I've had drafted, their job is to win football games for that school, not to train quarterbacks for the NFL.
Flacco's been better, but this is pretty rough. Do you think I'm tired, I'm checking myself out of the game has anything to do with this?
Of course. Didn't help him.
No.
I think it might have been something that's like, I'm tired of you only completing 40% of your passes. Go sit over there.
And
bad
you're
look,
tired
but
and
he's
took
also
yourself out of the game.
22. Like maybe I'm defending this guy, but like I feel bad for him because he just got shit canned without any really sort of help. And yeah, he made a stupid comment, but he's also 22. Which one of us at 22 didn't say something incredibly stupid? So like, yeah, well, maybe not. Maybe Drew.
I was there, and there were stupid things said.
There were stupid things said.
That's what I'm saying.
Take that, Dolgeville.
You have the receipts.
I don't know. I would have given it some more time. I think. I don't know what the Colts do with here. I mean, I think Flacco does. I think I texted you guys this. I think Flacco 100% makes them better in the short term. And maybe they think that they're 4-4. Maybe they think this will get to the playoffs with Flacco, and maybe they will. The AFC, aside from the division leaders, isn't as strong as it has been in previous years. So I could see them making the playoffs, but also he's 39. I mean, he's immobile. He's been immobile for a decade. There's a higher chance of him getting hurt. And then where are you? Right back to Anthony Richardson.
Maybe the conversation is had with Richardson. They'll say, look, we put you in too soon. You're not ready. We're going to go to Flacco, and we're going to work on you on developing these skills over the next couple of games. Like, because there's a certain school of thought, too, if you keep throwing him out there and he keeps having these disaster, these terrible performances or something happens to him, now you've ruined him forever. So maybe there's a school of thought where they're like, look, he is a larger project than we thought. He's not as ready as we thought. So rather than continually just throw him to the wolves in a potentially meaningless season, let's pull him back, work with him more in the classroom, work with him more in practice, and begin to build that skill set up. So maybe next year he's in a better position to play.
I mean, it's a fair thought, but I mean, it seems to me everything came out of the blue. I don't think they had that conversation with him. I think they just told him you're benched. And the way the Colts have been run the last couple of years, like, it's not been great. They've been made a lot of kind of silly mistakes. So
this smells to me like the GM and the coach are trying to not get fired.
I mean, that was my initial statement. And I think that's still the case. But I mean, there's a school of thought where you could, potentially argue, we're trying to save him from himself and maybe set things up better for later. I don't know.
That's fair. But I guess we'll see.
That's not what Steichen said, though. He said, I don't know when he starts, if he starts.
Yeah.
Look, the Colts have gone downhill once Irsay stopped doing all that coke.
How do you know he stopped? Come on.
Flacco does all the coke now. Hashtag elite.
Well, the Colts had a game. That game was the Texans beating them. And Anthony Richardson, at one point, he was like 5 for 20 or something. It was bad. It was real bad. Texans lost Stephon Diggs on the Texans side. He's out for the year now. That's not great for them. They're already missing Nico Collins.
Yeah, I saw today that they're actually the underdogs against the Jets this week. because they play tomorrow. They,
Yep.
as we're recording, this is Wednesday night. They play on Halloween, and the Jets are favored by 1.5. That seems a little weird, but all right. But a lot of that is because they're missing their top 2 receivers. So.
Also, I don't, and I'm not a gambling expert, but I've always feel like New York lines are shifted by like a point because so much New York money goes to the New York teams that it unfairly weights it. I don't know that that's true, but I've always believed that.
What is the line? Is it
1.5?
Oh, 1.5 is.
I know, but still, to have the Jets favored well, we'll get to it.
Yeah,
but
as a 2-6 team, I guess they think maybe the Texans are beat up a little bit.
I guess also they're taking consideration last year the Jets did beat them 30-6 in New Jersey. So
okay. Next category, Mark's Commanders. Hail to the Washington Commanders.
Damn.
Oh my God. A Hail Mary for the ages. I legit jumped out of my seat when this happened. I was like, oh my God.
Insane.
Has anyone checked on Caleb Williams' dad?
Oh my God.
He's
moved.
Do we need?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do we need to do a wellness check?
Caleb's dead. It's gonna be so sad.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, Caleb, do you want to come to Chicago? Hope you enjoy getting sacked every time you throw.
We have to get to the chorus.
Here's some life advice you're gonna need to know. Don't drink from the Green River or eat the yellow snow. Good thing you got used to losing there at USC. Chicago loves losers. Just look at the Cubbies. Caleb's dad is gonna be real sad if it's 3 years of saving Eberflus's ass.
All right. Caleb was bad in this game.
I think Caleb Williams' dad is checking on Billy Williams, their second son, just hoping that maybe he can throw all of his weight behind that one because firstborn is not really cutting it here.
Sorry, go ahead.
Bears defender is an idiot. I mean, I don't really. He owned up to it. I'll give him that. But my God, what a bad look.
I patterned my foot. I looked at my football watching Sunday, and I said, "All right, at 1:00, I get whatever the fuck the 1:00 game was. It doesn't matter. It wasn't that great." And I was like, "Cool, I'm gonna skip that one because at 4:00, I get 2 pretty good games. I get Bills and Seahawks, and I get Commanders and Bears. That'll be great." And then from 4:00 until about 6:55, I regretted that decision until this Hail Mary.
Yeah, that about sums it up. No touchdown scored until DeAndre Swift broke one in late in the fourth quarter. Caleb still hadn't done anything. He had one decent drive to take the lead. And then Jaden threw the Hail Mary. So
Jaden's awesome. I mean,
yeah. He also did not celebrate at all. He was just like, yeah, okay. Yep.
On to the next one.
It's because he threw it short.
Yeah, that's true.
Bailed out by his team.
Yeah.
Who cares? It was awesome.
Great for Commanders fans, too, who've just suffered for so long. Mm-hmm. Really nice to see them get something like this. So, Commanders keep chugging.
They keep chugging. The Bears look good for a few weeks, but they were playing the Jaguars.
This is exactly who I think the Bears are. Did we put them in Jeff Fisher? I feel like we did.
I think we did, yeah.
This is exactly how this team is going to be. They're going to be 8-9 or 9-8 at the end of this. I would put money on that.
Well, 3 games go into the what category. I feel like what needs a song, right?
Xbox! Thank you for telling us what to.
Okay, Browns beat the Ravens.
Oh, I won money on that game.
Oh,
yes.
Jameis Winston is back.
That's right. After I birthed him back into existence last year during football FUBAR, bringing him back into the world.
Conjured.
That's
the Conjuring.
Right. Yes. I had a feeling that the Ravens were going to lose this game, and I felt strongly enough to put money on this one. There is something about when a quarterback, like this cathartic feeling when they don't have to deal with Deshaun Watson on this whole team, and you could tell even the players were tired of this shit. I knew they were going to come out firing. And honestly, I hate to say this too, but like Ken Dorsey in one game, this is exactly what he lives for. So, like, just pass it, no running, just everybody throws deep. For one game, it will work, and it worked. So, yeah, good on the Browns.
Tough loss for the Ravens here.
In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
Yeah.
Now, people will adjust accordingly now, but he gets you for one game.
He got one.
Yeah.
He got one. He threw for 300 yards and one interception, I think, right? That'll reverse, I think, at some point.
Yeah.
3 TDs to 1 pick. I think
I don't predict the Browns to have a massive turnaround here, but I think the Ravens took them lightly.
Yeah,
for sure.
I would agree.
For sure. The other what category was the Rams beat the Vikings.
Yeah.
Face masks be damned.
Yeah. All right. Ignore
I for one am shocked that there was bad officiating in the NFL.
Yeah, they still would have lost, probably.
Here's the part that bothers me about the face mask. Like, okay, you didn't see the face mask. I get that. You're behind the play. You can't see everything. It happens all the time. But, like, there's no way you didn't see his head turn without his body turning. And there's only one thing that causes that.
Yeah, there's a very clear sign when somebody's head gets, like, pulled because of the face mask. And that's exactly what it was.
Especially when if your head goes and your shoulders don't go on a football field, you've been face masked.
Right. I want to give Stafford some credit, though. I mean, ignoring the face mask thing, he fucking lit it up. He was great. I mean, I was very impressed with him against a very good Viking secondary. So props to him. Old man Stafford.
Stafford can still ball.
Yeah.
Evidently.
Impressed.
If he has receivers back, yeah, he can.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. These are my old girlfriends, so I got to give them like a little love.
The Marks Commanders.
Yeah, not as nearly as hot as my new one.
Send them some inappropriate pictures.
Right. That's all I do. That's how I got girlfriends.
He keeps the Rams number in his phone just in case.
Right.
Got to keep
3 a.m. text. You up?
Oh, new phone. Who dis? What? Patriots beat the Jets. What?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
How?
So, just fun fact. Zach Wilson has a better winning percentage as the Jets quarterback than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Yes, true.
What did I see about, like, Notre Dame has more touchdowns in
Notre Dame had more touchdowns in their one game than the Giants and Jets have combined the entire season at the Meadowlands.
That is brutal.
They are bad.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Look, you fire the head coach. You get your offensive coordinator that you wanted demoted. Like, what more can Aaron Rodgers do to help this team? Except for maybe throw the football and not be terrible.
He's like side-eyeing Aaron Jones right now.
We also traded for your best friend too.
Yeah. I really don't even know how to fix this at this point. I mean, the Patriots, the minute the Patriots got the ball, I knew they were going to win. I was just like, well, this is over. Like, because the Jets were just so dog tired on defense.
And it'll only get worse for the Jets now because they know they're drawing dead. They know they're done.
I want to say this, though. It would be very Jetsy to win this Texans game.
Yes, it would. I don't deny
that. Do some Jet stuff still, but
right.
For a team that came in with legit Super Bowl thoughts, like this is a disaster. This might be one of the worst constructed seasons we've seen in a while, where it's like we have this master plan and it has immediately pooped the bed like a toddler eating Mexican food.
Speaking from experience.
They just keep feeding more into the plan.
Hey, do you need some more refried beans? Here you go, kid.
Yep. Just more and more. That'll settle your stomach. Here, I have this Mexican Coke.
Nothing. I'm sorry.
The Patriots didn't have Drake May, too, and they still won this game. Drake May was knocked out of the game.
Yeah, the ever-efficient Brissett led down the field.
It's only better. He's better when he's coming from the bench.
Yeah. And do we know anything about Drake May? Is he got concussed, right? It wasn't like a injury. It was. I mean, concussions are injuries. I don't want to.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they should hold him out because we said he gonna die.
Yeah, that O-line's not good. Even Jacoby Brissett, when he was in, was running for his life. But you know, he's so calm.
Yeah, with 2 bad legs.
He's so
Too
dead
old.
inside.
He runs like Giancarlo Stanton runs the bases.
How's that?
Serious?
That game started, right?
Yeah.
2-0 Yanks.
Yeah, Judge homered. Keeping a close eye on that one.
That's a Yankees like offensive game plan. Is wait till someone homers.
Yes, that's
It's
correct.
4-0 now.
Oh shit!
Now, it would be the most Yankee thing possible to have your entire series turned around because that dude basically robbed Mookie Betts. If you asked me to describe, like, if you told me that, if you told me that play happened, and you asked me to describe what I think the perpetrator looked like,
oh yeah,
it is exactly that guy.
And
it turns out, he and Gronk are friends from college.
Of course.
And if that doesn't just make all parts of this work, I don't know what does.
There's precedent here. Remember Jeffrey Mayer, and suddenly the Orioles couldn't win a game?
Right.
Yep.
True, but that counted as a home run.
This
wasn't out. It wasn't out.
I understand that.
I'm taking whatever I can get. If you want to make it a curse, you make it a curse. Give me a curse.
Look, all I'm saying is only one team's come down down 3-0.
Ryan's fever is taking control of him. He's going to start talking about how much he likes Full House very shortly.
No, please no. I can't do that. I can talk about
a step-by-step reboot.
I would love that. That would be my favorite. That's my favorite reboot that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think all the others are impossible at this point.
We're going to have to discuss off-air who gets cast for what.
Yeah. The Family Matters reboot suddenly got darker and a little scarier to do this time. So,
are we sure? Are we sure Carl didn't do anything?
I don't know.
I told you.
Yeah.
Oh no. All right, a category I need to cheer up. A category that will cheer me up is McConkey. The full-on breakout of McConkey. Not one, but 2 touchdowns from our guy.
Yeah.
Chargers. They destroy the Saints.
Mm-hmm. My God, the Saints went 2-0 at one point, and they were outscoring people by they had a score margin of plus 80 or something like that, and they are here now. They've lost 6 in a row. My God,
wow. You know what? Spencer Rattler was benched.
Yeah,
so he's gone. Some other rookie was in there.
Yeah, Jake something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But McConkey.
2 touchdowns. What does that mean for the episode, the McConkey episode?
That means that McConkey catches wind that there's a big hotel heist about to happen. They know who's involved, but they don't know which hotel or when.
Wait, hotel heist? Someone's going to steal the whole hotel?
They're going to rob the hotel. It's the 70s. People still lived in hotels then.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I ever became independently wealthy, I would want to do, like, what do you do? Oh, I'm at the Waldorf.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Remember, there was an entire genre of, like, gentlemen of leisure who probably were wealthy but divorced, who just, like, I live in a hotel now. Yeah, this is what I do.
Mike would come down from his room, and the guy at the front desk would be like, oh,
Mr. Kelly.
Right,
I had your mail.
Right. Yes, right, exactly. Somebody was looking for you.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
You want to be hotel rich? 70s hotel rich?
I would be 70s hotel rich. Yes. I love that.
Absolutely. Come down in a well-tailored suit.
Mm-hmm. To the
Does
bar.
McConkey have to go undercover in this one?
No. Look, he has 2 touchdowns. He can't go undercover this week.
Yeah, people know him.
Too much.
Too famous.
Yeah. Is this a 2-part McConkey?
Told you your bed's at 7.
McCarthy, get back out there and finish shoveling the damn yard. Why am I shoveling the yard, Dad? You know the dog has to poop in a clear spot. Go do it.
I want to play Altered Beast some more.
Dad, is there a McConkey skin for Fortnite? The hell the Fortnite. In 2 weeks, you better get your ass in gear. That's a fortnight you need to worry about.
Go to military school.
That's where you're going to the fortnight.
With you as my son, I'm never going to be hotel rich. 70s hotel rich.
70s hotel rich. Oh, McConkey. I got a lot of messages. Just all caps.
The end of a 70s cop show.
Several all caps McConkey text messages.
I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but Mark's screen froze on mine, and Mark was back like this. Like it was the end of a 70s episode perfectly. Like they got caught at the end, like produced by Quincy Jones.
Freeze frame.
Yes, it was perfect. Freeze frame.
Ah, boy. The Bills don't have a ballot because the Seahawks decided not to show up. The Bills win 31-10. The Seahawks run the ball, I don't know, 10 times.
I know we'll get to this in a few minutes, but thank God, 49ers. The rest of this division is terrible.
Maybe not.
They are.
Maybe not. What about the Cards?
They're not good. No.
I just want to say, fuck off, Pete Carroll.
Oh, it's back.
I'll take it. I love that the Bills are relying more on James Cook. That'll prolong Josh Allen's career by at least 5 or 6 years. So
and help my fantasy team.
Yeah, he was great. He's getting better and stronger every week. And just having Amari Cooper draw coverage away from Keon Coleman he's breaking out. So I'm excited to see how they go moving forward. But they still got a lot of tough games coming up. They got to play the Niners. They got to play the Chiefs. Even this week division game against the Dolphins is going to be a tough one. So we'll see how they do. But I was happy.
Well, apparently Josh Allen took all the backups to Game 4 for the World Series last night or whatever. So, maybe having Josh Allen in the building is good luck for the Yanks.
Yeah. He took the quarterbacks because Mike White, of all people, is a diehard Yankees fan. So Mike White convinced him. Although apparently Allen is a Giants fan, so he wanted the Dodgers to lose. So I get that.
Looking around quarterbacks in the league, there is a 108 out of 100 chance that Tommy DeVito is a Yankees fan.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now. What are we talking about?
He would have ripped the ball out of Mookie Betts' glove if he was there.
Right.
He would have throat punched him at the same time.
He can't afford the seat, though.
No, I can't. Sorry.
Mom, can you drive me to the stadium?
No.
Watching McConkey.
Your dad's out murdering. Stop. Running a deli.
Why don't you call your mafioso agent to give you a ride?
Yeah, right. Oh, I missed that guy.
That guy was.
Did they fire it? Did he fire it?
No, but nobody cares about Tommy DeVito
Nobody cares
anymore.
about Tommy DeVito anymore. No, that agent has gone the way of rent is too damn high. Jimmy McMillan, who I miss personally.
Yeah, we need it back. The Seahawks, they were real bad. This was bad at home. I can't imagine the Seahawks being this bad at home. It's just unfathomable.
The rain I think had something to do with it, but
the rain. We can't play.
We live in the Pacific Northwest where it rains all the time.
The rain. They're turning into...
Dad, it's raining outside. I can't hold on to the football.
See Gino get stepped on?
Yeah. Gino.
That was a good moment. And then when Josh Allen punted, basically kicked the ball to his running back for a first down, also real fun.
I can't remember. Did we think the Seahawks were going to be any good this year? Did anybody think they were going to be good?
I didn't.
No, they had that stretch at the beginning, but they were just playing garbage. I
don't believe in Geno Smith, and I never will.
Yeah.
Also has a higher winning percentage with the Jets.
Yeah. Right.
Well, yeah. Okay. Next category is we back. 49ers are back. They beat the Cowboys. Thank goodness for you, Mr. Mike. Because you've been talking trash to the Cowboys all year.
You got to beat the Cowboys. It's just it has to happen.
Texas and the 49ers beat the Cowboys.
Look, these are that and death, which seems to be rapidly approaching for us all. No, I'm happy. Obviously, I'm quite happy that the Niners won that game. Like I said earlier a few minutes ago, it's kind of keeping our dismal playoff hopes alive because we are technically tied for first place in the division.
Yeah.
We're slightly behind Arizona because I think we lost to the Cardinals, which is such a bullshit loss. That Rams loss was also freaking terrible. So in reality, 2 of our losses probably shouldn't be losses, but whatever. What do I know?
think I'm higher on the Cardinals than you are. I don't think they're a bad team.
No,
Look,
they're bad.
I don't think they're bad, but I don't think they're good either. Look, I am never going to believe in a quarterback who needs a footstool to qualify to ride the rides at Disney World. Sorry, I'm just not. Like, is he athletic? Absolutely. Is he going to be able to be a successful long-term quarterback in the NFL? No, he is not. I just don't think he is. And I could be wrong. It's happened before.
New Call of Duty coming.
There is a new, and he's
be the
sponsored
end.
this time.
You know that's when it spikes. He's going to start going down.
And again, like the Niners' offense looked decent.
Good.
We're basically, we're moving the ball pretty well. We had, first half, 10-6 is not terrible. Then they just basically came out and had a huge quarter and put the game away, but then let them back in again because once again, there's nothing more dangerous than Kyle Shanahan with a more than 10 or less than 20-point lead. Jesus.
Yeah, and that's Dak's sweet spot right there. He's down by 20.
Get those garbage time points, baby.
That sounds like the cousin zone a little bit.
I mean, it's 30-24, but the game was not that close.
No, it really.
Purdy was 18 for 26 for 260 and a touchdown, no picks. Kittle had a big day.
It was tight end day, so he had to.
National tight end day.
Yeah, and the defense, I think the defense played fairly well. Like they gave up some bullshit points at the end when it doesn't matter, but they looked a little bit more put together. And again, if they can hang around, like this was a must-win game. If they dropped to 3-5, they've got some problems because their schedule is not going to get real easy. They got a little. They got Bucks, Seahawks, Packers, Bills, Bears, Rams, Dolphins, Lions, Cardinals. Like that's not an easy schedule left. The Bucks seem to be floundering a bit. The Seahawks, that should be a win. Packers, who knows? They're good. And again, Jordan Love does terrify me. But
if he plays,
so that's just it. Like the Packers seem to be in kind of a weird gray zone this year.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was about to say. I mean, you're right. That schedule is. But there are also wins on that schedule. So
there are. And again, I mean, the Packers are 6-2, but are they a really great 6-2?
I don't think LaFleur is getting enough credit for the job he's doing this year.
I've seen multiple places say like he probably should be coach of the year.
He completely retailored their offense for a quarterback who's not good and still wins games.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Malik. He's got Malik going.
LaFleur's a good coach. He's a really good coach.
Yeah. He won with Pucci.
Green Bay, for some, Green Bay is one of those organizations, and I think the Steelers are like this too, where they generally don't make super stupid decisions.
It's because they don't have a crazy owner.
Well, especially the Packers.
Their own
right. Correct. But it's something where, like, you look at the Packers' long sustained success. Yeah, they had what's his face, Dallas coach now, Mike. What's his face?
McCarthy.
But McCarthy had he won a Super Bowl there. Like he had a decent amount of success there. They had Mike Holmgren. They had, LaFleur's been a pretty solid coach. Like, when's the last time the Packers had a coach where like that dude sucks?
Ray Rhodes was he their coach at one point?
I thought he was their DC.
Maybe he was.
Thought he was.
Maybe I'm thinking Eagles.
Let me look it up quick.
There's the train. Here comes the train.
Are you hearing that at my house?
Yeah, that's the bandwagon for the Cowboys leaving the station there. Sorry,
Yeah.
You can't get on.
They're all
Okay,
down.
so,
They're all down.
no, I take that back. They had Joe Philbin. They had Joe Philbin for a spell.
Wow, they did?
Interim?
He must have been interim. Joe Philbin was the head coach of the Packers? What?
No, what I'm looking at must be. Yeah, he was an interim head coach in 2018.
Oh, okay. Wow. After McCarthy was fired? Interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, he finished out the rest of McCarthy's season. Mike Sherman.
That's who I'm thinking of. Mike Sherman. Yeah, he was bad.
Ray Rhodes was only there for a year. He went 8-8.
He was there. Okay.
He was.
That's Ray Rhodes, baby.
Holmgren was there 6 years from 92 to 98. That's actually kind of a coaching name we don't really kick around anymore.
Holmgren?
Holmgren won a Super Bowl with. No,
Seattle?
he didn't win it in Seattle. Did he?
He lost. No, he
No,
lost.
he lost.
Seattle.
Okay, but he legit took 2 teams to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like that's not very common.
He was a good coach.
Yeah,
I mean, he got a Hasselback to the Super Bowl. Come on.
correct. And I mean, look, like, and we said this I think since a couple weeks ago about Packers quarterbacks. Like they've had 3 what seems to be really good quarterbacks in a row now. Like Jordan Love is, we're all kind of high on him. Poochie, despite his terribleness, is or was a really good quarterback. And Brett Favre, whom I hate with the burning hot intensity of 1,000 suns, but probably not as much as the state of Mississippi. Yeah, well, don't defraud people, Brett.
He didn't do it. He's looking for the real killers.
Just like he didn't send that dong shot to that Jets cheerleader.
Yeah, he put all the blame on Ted DiBiase. That's who's the ringleader of this.
He's the guy who loves money. He's the guy who loves money. Just look at his career.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. We back the Eagles. Are the Eagles back? They crushed the Bengals. Are they back?
For all the acrimony that we talk about the Eagles firing their coach and all these other things, they're not bad. They can play a little bit.
Yeah, they are good.
Bengals,
Go ahead, Mark.
No, I'm about to say the Bengals were kind of desperate. Like I was impressed by this because you get a team that's back against the wall. The Bengals really need to go on a run, especially like I said in the AFC when they're that many games behind, and they got stomped. I mean, this was not close. So props to the Eagles.
I gotta wonder if Burrow is reconsidering his future in Cincinnati.
Just like every other Bengal player who's ever signed a long-term contract.
Ever.
Yeah. Like, there's got to be a point where he's thinking, like, there's no second contract coming, guys. I'm out.
Yeah. Corey Dillon. That's the one I always remember is Corey Dillon. Just looking so sad all the time.
Because
people thought he was cooked. That's how sad he was.
Yeah, right.
That's why the Patriots got him for nothing.
Mm-hmm. He's in there till 29. Ooh.
Yeah, he signed a long deal.
He just signed.
That was dumb.
Jamar Chase is, I think, making a wise business decision not to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. The Eagles are good, maybe. They should be better. I think that's the Sirianni issue is like they should be like 10-1 this season with the talent they've got, but they're not. So maybe that's it. But they look real good against the Bengals.
Are there to stop them.
Commanders. All right, we back the Bucks. Lose to the Falcons? Are the Falcons back? They were out last week. They're back.
I mean, Cousins went bonkers in that game, but I don't know. I don't know anything about that division that I thought I knew.
The Bucks are missing their top 2 receivers.
Yeah, the Saints were good, and now they're the worst team in football. I mean,
Bucks were good.
Brian, the only dependable team in that division is the Panthers.
We lose for you all the time, no matter what.
And trade away good players. You also do
that. Count on us to trade away talent for nothing. Oh, God. We'll get to that in a second. Falcons win. I can't tell if Falcons are good or bad. Cannot tell.
It's weird to say halfway through the season we don't have a big enough sample size yet, but we really don't on the Falcons.
This is damning with faint praise, but the Falcons, I don't know if they're good or bad, but they are certainly capable of being entertaining.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can do some stuff. They got some talent.
Kyle Pitts scores 2 touchdowns. Where has this been? It's been years.
Well, it was hidden in the enormous shadow of Desmond Ridder.
The Ridder. Ritter appeared. He was conjured as well.
Yeah.
Conjured from the darkness. All right. Next category is there was going to be a pick to lose this game. It was Steelers and Giants, and the Giants delivered.
Oh, yeah.
This game almost set football back for several decades, but saved itself in the fourth quarter.
You know what, though? If you're the Steelers, you can feel good about this win.
What a strange ending sequence to that game.
Lost. I mean, the Giants were driving. Like, they had a chance to win this game at the end, and then, Daniel Jones does what he always does, but...
Yeah.
Like, in the final 8 minutes of that game, both teams tried to give it away. The Giants just tried to give it away one more time than the Steelers did.
Right.
Yep.
What a strange ending sequence.
whoever was going to have it last was going to be the team to throw the losing pick.
The interception, right?
Yeah, Drew's going to get this reference, but like, last week we saw Russell Wilson and he looked really good again, when we saw him play. And then we saw him in this game. And I'm beginning to get like Andy Katzenmoyer vibes from him this year, where the more experience he gets during the season, the worse he's going to get. Like, because there were some passes. I'm like, oh, that's the old Russ. That's the Broncos Russ.
Yes.
And I didn't see that against the Jets. I did see it against the Giants. So,
yeah.
Well, and that's actually something too, where like, let's think about this. The Jets and the Giants are not that far off in terms of talent and everything else. And, like another weekend and Russ looked a little more Russy than he did the week before.
Yeah.
Got to add some more bathrooms to his new mansion.
And yet, for all that, the Steelers are what, like 6-2?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Tomlin just does it.
Well, and we talked about this at the beginning of the year. TJ Watt is a complete game record.
Oh, he is.
He's one of the very rare defensive players in history who can win a game by himself.
But like,
you knew he was going to get the ball from Daniel Jones.
Yes.
You just knew.
Look at who the Steelers have beaten this year, okay? So they beat the Falcons, who are inconsistent. They beat the Broncos early on, 13-6. They beat the Chargers.
The Broncos got their shit together.
Yeah, inconsistent. They lost to the Colts. They lost to the Cowboys. They beat the Raiders. They beat the Jets, and they beat the Giants. These aren't world beaters. Like
but you gotta beat them.
You're right. You play your schedule. You don't get to pick your schedule. You got to play. You got to beat the people in front of you. I get it. But I think we're going to see how the Steelers team really is made out of, because the next couple of weeks, Commanders, Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Browns again, Eagles, Ravens again, Chiefs, and Bengals. So we're going to see moving forward how what this team is.
Yeah, they make
it right there. They did what they needed to do, which is bank wins in the good part of the schedule. Like that's
they're going to go to the playoffs. They are going to go to the playoffs.
I'm not disagreeing with you there. I just don't know if this isn't a one and done team in the.
I don't know that it's not either. But like, you watch, they'll split with Baltimore.
I can see that.
They'll beat them once, yeah.
But they're going to lose
Baltimore will inexplicably stop running for a whole game for some reason. Well, they've done 3 times this season.
They will beat the Ravens, but they're going to lose a weird game to the Browns. I just feel that one coming.
Yep, they'll split with the Browns too.
Right.
They lose twice to the Browns. That would be funny. All right. All it took was 85 yards passing to get 52 points. The Lions take out the Titans.
It's like watching a Michigan game, ironically enough.
Right.
85 yards. David Montgomery throws a touchdown pass.
Mm-hmm.
They did not need to throw at all.
I know. I'm grudgingly admitting that the Lions are good.
I think the North is fun.
The Titans are bad.
North is fun.
NFC North, I like this. I want to see. This is like all 4 of those teams are
entertaining.
The Bears are a couple steps back, but like they're all competitive. So it'll be fun to watch down the stretch.
Yeah,
it's funny as dominant as the Lions are. They're not really. They don't really have a firm grasp of the NFC North because of how good everybody else is. So.
Right.
I was going to say it's the strongest division in football.
Yeah.
And the woes for Jameson Williams continue. Now he was pulled over with guns in his car.
Idiot.
This guy can't stop doing stupid things.
He just wants all the suspensions. That's all. He's just trying to. He's got playing suspension bingo with Goodell right now. So.
Which one are you going to get me for?
Right. Maybe sweet one in the corner. All right.
Here comes the weed.
Yeah. Right.
Oh,
just checking all the boxes to get suspended.
Why not? Just do it all. The hat is backwards. It's time.
Let me save you time. Brock Bowers is good. Max Crosby is good. Everyone else is crap. I yield my time.
Yeah, popped the champagne cold since old Pop is here.
Okay, the Chiefs take him out.
I'll add this. My brother, we've discussed, I grew up in a Jets house. My brother and my dad, Jets fans. After the Jets lost, my brother texted me and he was like, man, it's tough being a Jets fan. He's like, I'm not sure how much more I can put up with this. And he listed the variety of reasons why it is difficult for him. And then he said, what's the long-term outlook for the Raiders? To which I replied, same as it's been for 20 years. The beatings will continue until morale improves. That's where the Raiders are.
Oh, boy. Yeah. I mean,
I actually think it's a little bit more hopeless as a Jets fan because now you're just like
because the
you're-
Raiders have money.
right,
Yeah.
and you're kidnapped by Poochie and his whims. So,
No, say what you will about Aiden O'Connell, he's not Poochie.
right.
In fact, he's
No.
probably as anti-Poochie as you could be.
Yeah.
true.
In
He can't
every
make any
facet.
demands. He can't make demands. DeAndre
he's-
Hopkins ended up on the
He's dating
Chiefs.
Olivia Munn, and nobody's aware of that.
Oh no. DeAndre Hopkins ended up on the Chiefs. I don't think he did much in the game, but
He did not.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to
We
learn.
It'll
the
take him
playbook
a
in
week
3
to
days.
adjust.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
we could
Believe
see
me, they
some-
traded for him because they're going to find a place for him.
Oh yeah.
They'll find a way to use him, but yeah. Okay, feisty kitties, not feisty enough because the Packers beat the Jags. Jags put up a fight this time.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence didn't look bad.
He
I
didn't
mean,
look
as much as they
too
shit on
bad.
him like 2 weeks ago, not too bad.
The Orton line for Trevor Lawrence next
Ooh.
week will be
That will be a subject of discussion.
a
Yes,
big
it will be.
subject of discussion. Next Thursday, we'll be back. It's going to be a little later than
Mhm.
normal, but we'll have the Orton line with us.
We shall.
Oh,
The
we
white
shall
smoke
have
will
it.
have come out of the chimney.
Yeah, right. I can't wait. Jordan Love was injured, groin injury.
My groin.
We'll see what happens there. I don't know. Just hear running upstairs. That either means the Yankees did something or things are crumbling.
5-0 when I saw it. So.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. If Jordan Love is out again, that's not
I
great.
mean, it doesn't seem to slow him down. I mean,
True.
Malik
Like I
Willis seems
said.
to be doing okay.
Yep. They've found the recipe for Malik Willis to be decent.
Yeah.
I bet Greg B loves that.
I'm sure he's very happy about that.
Somewhere, Drew Bennett is smiling.
And then having to go somewhere to prove that he's Drew Bennett.
Yes.
Uh,
There's a game of golden tea just waiting.
Yeah. He's got to watch Fight Club one more time. This is literally commentary for one guy listening.
Now, in fairness, he may be the one guy listening.
jokes for
Dude.
one guy.
2, Drew Bennett may be listening.
Mhm.
I saw him on a highlight recently.
Hi, Drew.
Whoa.
It was like one of those NFL throwbacks where it was like craziest games you don't remember, and one of them was the Joe Nedney game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that game?
I do.
Where he had to he missed like 100 kicks, but then he got to make one kick and he won.
No, I don't
That's the
remember
Joe
I do
Nedney
remember
game.
that game.
Anyway, Drew Bennett was in that game. They showed him.
that. Oh,
They showed him catching a little first down. All right, Call of Duty. The Cards outlast the Dolphins, and Tua was back, and Tua was not hurt.
no, he looked good. He looked real good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. The whole
Somehow the
Dolphins
Dolphins-
offense looks so much better, obviously.
yeah, right. Somehow they blew this against the
'Cause
toddler
their
group.
defense is shit. We've been talking
Toddler,
about that.
yeah.
Since, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that part of Tua doesn't fix that problem.
right. It's still old and slow and injured. It's just
Yeah, it's not looking good.
I think it's going to be time for a rebuild in Miami real soon.
I hate to see my boy go because I do like him, but
Well,
He just
the problem-
resigned a contract, didn't he?
I know.
The
That won't stop
problem
him.
with them rebuilding is that they don't have any money.
Yeah. Everything's tied up in Tyreek and he refuses to let it go.
Absolutely.
He wants more money.
Right. He wants to take Jalen Waddle's money away from him.
I'll take that.
These kids aren't going to support themselves.
Yeah, right. He's hurt now too. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Didn't practice.
Oh no.
So
Okay, there's one game left, guys.
Our team's a dumpster fire, but at least that hot mess can keep you warm. Those lucky devils and comas don't have to watch this shit show anymore. We fired the corpse of Frank Reich so he can be in bed by 8. We proved the opposite of love is apathy, it's not hate. Carolina, oh Carolina, our quarterback still can't reach the cookie jar.
Another loss, this time to the Broncos. Bryce Young was in. He was not good. Again.
but he wasn't as
Nope.
embarrassing as he had been before.
He had an embarrassing interception.
Okay.
Yep, he had an embarrassing interception there.
He's your QB moving forward, I heard.
He's
Yep.
gonna be this week. I don't think the following week. I think Dalton will
Red
be
Rifle's
back.
coming back.
Yeah, he's got that finger and buttocks.
Mhm.
He'll be back. He's got a fiedler. But yeah, it was ugly. Then the Broncos decided to do fake punts and trick plays.
Yeah, fucking Sean Payton.
I don't like Sean Payton. I'm mad at Sean Payton. What the hell are you doing, man?
Sean Payton looks like he manages a dojo in the 80s that you're going to have to fight and is going to fight dirty in the tournament.
Yep.
Yeah, sweep the leg dirty. And then in his press conference, he's like, "This team's bad. We didn't play good. We didn't play good enough. We should have beat them by more. This team's bad."
Or he's like
true, but
he's like the local real estate guy who only got to the top by being super shady and like has paid off the cops in town.
Yeah, right.
Roadhouse.
Look, Ryan, you traded Deontay
Johnson.
It's gonna get better because Deontay Johnson's out the door. Why are we trading him for a 5th round pick?
Silver lining, you're actually going to have the first pick.
Yeah,
you had your 1st round pick this year.
What do you want for Jadeveon Clowney? We'll take him.
You're gonna have him. I'll get a bucket of balls.
All right.
What do you want for
future draft rights to his cousin?
What do you want for Brian Burns 2 years ago?
Yeah,
when you could have moved him.
Why do we do these things? Why do we do these things? Let's make it happier. It's time for our broadcasting moments of the week. Oh, sorry, Mark. You're not going to like this.
What?
Kennesaw State pulls the upset over the Liberty Flame.
Was I a fan of the Liberty Flames? I don't remember. The team that I've been a fan of since day one is Iowa State. Okay, go Cyclones, baby. Undefeated. Who cares about Liberty? Fuck those guys.
We'll hear more about that in the Stripes file, but I just wanted to laugh at that. Here's Anthony Richardson saying, "I'm too tired, so that's why I went out of the game."
Well, he said tired. I ain't gonna lie. You should have. If he had just said like my leg hurt or I tweaked my knee, this
everybody would have let him walk.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He might still be their starting quarterback.
If he didn't, he might be. Trayvon Diggs saying all kinds of shit to the media.
Not a good weekend for the Diggs family.
Not a good weekend for the Diggses.
Well, he said D's nuts. That's funny.
He said D's nuts.
That'll live forever.
Yeah.
He said D's nuts.
I mean, in fairness, I wouldn't want to talk to that guy either. But
he looks like a chode.
Yeah. All right. This is great.
Jode.
Oklahoma Ole Miss broadcast. I forget who the guy was, but and now we get a Geneva Convention to try to figure out how to get the squirrel off the field. The squirrel scores a touchdown. It's Bob.
Oh, Bob Wischusen? He's really good.
He
does hockey too. He's pretty good.
He likes fish, right? Isn't he the guy who likes fish?
That I couldn't tell you.
Oh, okay.
They should have released that raccoon they got in the Broncos game.
It's like the guys who do hockey usually end up being good.
He can have a possum from my
Gary Thorne.
Yeah, you can have the possum.
Gary Thorne could do like baseball, and he was the Orioles guy, wasn't he?
Gary Thorne was God's gift to play-by-play. Yeah, he
was
the for a while.
I love Gary Thorne. Love Gary Thorne. All right, Brown's film breakdown. This is a post-game quote from Jameis Winston. I'm not making this up. There's a white boy from Detroit that I really admire named Eminem. He said, "You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow." Jameis quoting "Lose Yourself" in the post-game press conference.
Look, in fairness, I have to contradict him slightly. Jameis has had many opportunities to blow in his life, and has.
True,
man.
Him misquoting Eminem, right?
I don't think Jameis is a great human being, but fudge, he's entertaining.
Yeah, he is.
I'm that.
He's funny.
White boy from Detroit named Eminem.
Are there other white boys from Detroit at this point?
I don't know. This is fun to me.
Yeah, Kid Rock.
Yeah, he won't admit to that now, though. The Lions, the backfield have nicknamed themselves Sonic and Knuckles. Have you seen this?
That's a pretty solid backfield duo.
Yep,
that's pretty fun.
All right, I like it.
Runs and Sonic runs, so he gets all the things. He spins the sign. Lions.
Look, I'm going to say, and I said this before. I said part of this before. One of my best friends from high school, who now actually gets to work, he works with us now, is a diehard Lions fan. And his cousin and friend who graduated with us, who died a number of years back from leukemia, was the only other Lions fan I've ever met. I have a soft spot for the Lions being good. And as long as they're not beating the Niners, like, I am all for the Lions doing something. Like, that is a team and a franchise in a city that, like, deserves some football success.
I like it. I like that. I could watch this 100 times too.
That's cool.
Okay. Dalvin Cook here. Even he's like, why am I on this team? That's Rico Dowdle. Hold on a second. We see him here he is, opening what looks to be some kind of wine or something.
Fireball.
Sideline. You know those little hotel like things from the minibar? It looks like he's got one of those in his hand.
I do want to see what the James Cook, Dalvin Cook Thanksgiving is going to be like.
Yeah. There he is. Taking a little sipski. It's like when McDaniel vaped on the sideline that one time.
That was funny.
Just taking the edge off, baby.
Yeah. Gotta take the edge off. There you go. The two of the top 3 quarterbacks from 2023 have now been benched already. Stroud will never get benched, but 2 of these guys have been benched already.
Mm-hmm.
And also Will Levis, if you count him.
We are officially getting into Greg Oden, Kevin Durant territory.
Yeah.
We're not there, but it's on the horizon.
Yeah, it's there. No, we're there. It doesn't matter if CJ Stroud retires tomorrow. We're already there.
Eat the pennies, Oden.
What do you think about this, Simpsons fans? The Simpsons Fun Day Football alternate Monday Night Football broadcast on ESPN Plus December 9th.
And I hope we all meet again in Disney World 3, The Quest for More Money.
It's weird that they're referencing a show that ended 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's
it's sad that it ended after like season 13, right?
I know, really.
Yeah, I know.
Could have kept going.
Still going. Stripe Spiral time. Go ahead. Take it away, Drew.
All right. It's friends.
Romans.
We're starting this in a different order. We normally start with the number of undefeated teams, but today, friends, we're going to start with the number of teams who have not won a game. And so, from the light of victory, we reach unto our brothers at Kent State in Ohio and say, friends, come and join us in the lap of victory, because you are the only team remaining after this splendiferous, electrifying occasion, whereupon, touched by Providence itself, the Kennesaw State Owls have ended the winning streak and the hubris of the Liberty Flames, thus decreasing the number of winless teams by 1 and decreasing the number of undefeated teams by 1. There are yet only 8 teams remaining, of which Liberty is no longer among their rank.
But Iowa State is.
Iowa State is.
Yeah.
The remaining 8 teams, we have hit the point in the season where the remaining 8 teams are all contained within the top 25 now. Army is the lowest rated one. I think they're 21 or 20. They still have their day to come with Notre Dame, who absolutely rocked Navy at the Meadowlands over the weekend in perhaps a predictable, if not upsetting, turn of events. No major upsets this weekend. LSU takes down, LSU gets taken down by A&M on the road, which came as a minor surprise, but that wasn't such a big deal. But it got me thinking about this, because there's already all these conversations, particularly as you go to the ACC and Clemson and Pitt both being undefeated, which why is Pitt undefeated? Anyway, and Clemson is not, obviously, but you get into all these tiebreaker scenarios with like SMU and Pitt and Clemson in the ACC. And the problem is that, like, it's not like in the old days where your 2 division champions would then play in your conference championship game. Everybody's gone to divisionless conferences. And so you don't have this metric to weigh them against. And now you get into weird BCS tiebreaker scenarios just to determine who's going into your conference championship game. And that made me wonder, could we ultimately carry this to its logical conclusion and make college football more like college basketball? Could we see conference tournaments in college football?
That'd be fun.
Take your top 4 teams in each conference, 4 semifinalists, play 2 semifinals, have the 2 winners go to a championship game. Like, listen, who's going to say no? There's more money involved there.
Right.
Too great a risk of injury. Players are not going to, for meaningless stuff that's not going to be a national title, they are already sitting out games leading
but that's horseshit, because they already expanded the playoff to 12. They don't give a shit about that.
But again, that's a national title, not some extra division series that we're winning.
It won't matter because remember, to win your conference could get you a playoff bye. That's the carrot out in front now.
Okay.
These games are meaningful. And listen, if you are never mind, I mean, listen, winning the Big Ten, winning the SEC, these are still major titles. These matter for coaching resumes. These matter for school prestige. Because if you're, throw out a team, you're Alabama, you win the SEC. Even if you don't win the national title, you get to go back to LSU and Auburn and Mississippi and say, F you guys, we still beat you for the conference title. Winning your conference is still a big deal. And if you are, say there's some forlorn future where there's a 16-team MAC conference, that's the best those teams can hope for. They might not go to the playoff, or if they do, they're going to get slaughtered. Yeah. So, like, why not have a 4-team conference tournament to win the rights for the MAC championship to play at Ford Field? So, I mean, is that possible? Is that on the horizon?
Does that make the regular season title now meaningless?
I think you could argue it already is, unless, I mean, listen, if you win the regular season in the MAC, you go to a bowl game and you get spanked by somebody better than you. What changes? Now you get to go to the playoff and get spanked by somebody better than you. No, there's no reason not to do this. There's no reason not to do this.
Would it be across the board, or would it be like the non-power conferences?
It'd be up to each individual conference. They all manage themselves as it is anyway. I mean, unless you're the Pac-2, in which case you're going to have your championship game when Washington State plays Oregon State. But it doesn't seem all that far-fetched that this is where we could end up if we have 2 or 3 consecutive seasons of bonkers tiebreakers where one-loss teams end up out of their conference championship game.
Where would it fit in the schedule?
They'll fucking find space for it. They found space for an expanded playoff. They'll shorten the regular bowl season. Those teams aren't going to the baby bowls anyway.
Okay.
Or you push.
I'm interested and would like to subscribe to your newsletter.
Yeah. Or you push the championship back a week. You still got plenty of time before the conference title games in the NFL.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's possible.
Money makes anything possible.
That's exactly right. And this seems like a thing, somebody's fan base in the ACC, and the ACC is only the poster child for it this year, but it could be the Big 12, could be the Big 10, could be anywhere. Somebody's fan base is going to get all Florida State bent out of shape because they got excluded, even though they had the same record as everybody else ahead of them. And what the NCAA doesn't want is one of those 2003 LSU USC things where one team decides, one poll decides one and one poll decides the other, and your whole BCS system you had set up to prevent that from happening completely fails. And that ends, to me, with a 14 conference tournament. That's the only merited way, potentially. In the meantime, games you're looking forward to this weekend, Penn State and Ohio State, matchup of number 3 and 4 in a matchup of, wait, those guys are actually ranked 3 and 4. 2 of the most boring teams in America will face off this Saturday for the right to possibly move up in the rankings. Either way, there's an undefeated going down. And remember, this all comes on the heels. The first college football playoff rankings will be released Tuesday night.
Oh, nice.
I also have a college game of the week. Syracuse, Virginia Tech.
There you go.
I am totally convinced that the 3-pick-6, 5 interception game.
That's got to be an aberration for McCord, right?
3-pick-6s by McCord.
3-pick-6s in the first half. You got to try to do that.
You have to try to do that. I'm convinced
that almost roamed all over that place.
Our game was a 3:30, and now it's a noon because of that.
That's not even bath salts, Josh Allen. I don't know what that is. Meth, Josh Allen.
Nothing, Josh
Allen. Bath salt, Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, it's a Rattler right there. It would have been 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns, 5 pick-6s. That's a Rattler.
Yes.
The most chaos of all time. We're going to Virginia Tech versus Syracuse. Very early in the morning.
You could meet us.
You could.
Meet your face.
Us.
Should we vlog the trip? Should we vlog the trip?
No, because it's way too damn early in the morning.
If anybody's going to be the Specialty Coffee Expo in Virginia this weekend, you can meet me.
Bring back some coffee, Mark. I'm thirsty.
What's better, Syracuse or Virginia?
You know the answer to that.
We don't need to answer that. Sorry, everyone.
I love salt potatoes.
I do.
Although, do they have dinosaur in Virginia? I don't think they do.
I don't think they do. Yeah.
What kind of
There's
barbecue?
But you're also below the Mason-Dixon line. They may have actual barbecue as well.
Oh, that's also true.
That's true.
That's true. All right, we've got the football foobar. Last week it was Deshaun Watson, which ended Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
Just a
We're done
clean
with
break. Clean break.
Time, Mark.
Now who do
So-
we got?
As we progress throughout this season, right, we've already saw some quarterbacks go down with injuries. We saw Jordan Love tear his groin, which got me thinking about Ryan Tannehill. Okay, he's still available for any QB needy team, but he kind of put his foot in the mouth in the offseason, if you remember what he said, where he talked about how he doesn't want to go to a team unless they're a contender and unless he's starting, which is, I give him credit for the self-confidence, but holy shit did he overplay his hand on that one, because nobody wanted him, and nobody still wants him, even with all these quarterback injuries. So much like a famous quote from shitbag Hulk Hogan, he kind of worked himself into a shoot brother. So that got me thinking about another player who kind of worked himself into a shoot, who opened his mouth after he left his team and kind of never went anywhere after that. So today we will be inducting Dez Bryant into football foobar. So Dez was drafted 24th overall by the Dallas Cowboys in the 2010 draft, despite widely be regarded as the most physically gifted player in the draft. He slipped due to very serious character concerns when word out of Oklahoma State was that he would skip practice. He wouldn't listen to coaching. Almost immediately after drafting Bryant, there were issues to deal with from the Cowboys. So a year after drafting him, he was caught on camera at a Dallas mall where he was screaming at his security guard after they requested that a member of his entourage remove an offensive T-shirt. So rather than just correct the mistake and keep shopping at Bath and Body Works or where the hell he was, Bryant launched into a tirade on this poor, very young cop who clearly was just trying to enforce mall security. And then he ended up being banned for life from that mall. So the Orange Julius saw some shit that day. If you've ever been banned for a mall, that's a low point in your life. So the
Mike
following
Tyson
year,
banned from Crossgates Mall.
yes, that's right. The following year in 2012, Bryant ran into a much more serious issue, however, when he was arrested for domestic violence against a family member. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering, who did he hit? Was it his wife? Did he learn from Tyreek and hit his kid? No. It was his mom. He hit his mom. Okay. Apparently, after a disagreement over dinner, Dez struck his mother in the face who was staying with him, and she promptly called the cops on his dumbass. Brian took a plea bargain and was disciplined by the NFL. He was forced into community service, and this is my favorite, out of all the football foobers I've done, and I've done a lot, this might be one of my favorite moments. He was forced into community service where he claimed at an event for Dallas Men Against Abuse in 2013 that he was, quote, done with domestic violence. For now. So,
that's almost as good as the bitch set me up.
Yeah. For now. For now. On the field, Brian was one of the best wide receivers in the NFL from 2012 through 2014, but injuries definitely cut his career short. He was released by the Cowboys in 2017 and very famously proclaimed that the Cowboys made a catastrophic mistake by doing so, that he was going to make them pay and sign with a perennial NFC contender who respected his talents, and he would make Dallas fear him every time they played. And he would just have to wait for that right opportunity and wait and wait and wait. And turns out nobody came calling because of his headaches that came with Brian's diva attitude and declining health. He did eventually find his way back into the NFL in 2020 during the COVID year. He went with the Ravens and then immediately tested positive for COVID, and his career finally petered out like a small dying rat. He now spends all of his time on Twitter criticizing the NFL every chance he gets, and hopefully staying away from his mother, staying far away from his mother as possible. So welcome to Football Foobar, Dez Bryant.
Bitch set me up.
Mom?
Yeah. I'm done with domestic abuse for now.
I said I wanted the toaster-shaped Eggos.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. All right. So we have a dip of the week, Mike, or no dip of the week?
There's no dip of the week. All I have was bone-crushing sickness. I will say I do have well, no, I'll wait till we give out game balls.
All right. Sad boy boat. Time for the sad boy boat.
Anthony
Daniel Jones?
Richardson.
I mean, yeah,
Anthony Richardson.
Yep.
Right, easy one.
Dayball. Did he burn Laybar to the ground, or
Yeah, he's probably pretty pissed. Joe Burrow, I think, like
Joe Burrow's on the sad boy.
see, it's all starting to crystallize in front of him right now.
And McCord, the Syracuse quarterback.
Yeah, there you go. There's
McCord.
Ford. Yeah.
Perfect fixes. All right, game balls. The other side of the coin. Mark, you got a game ball this week?
Matt Stafford. I mean, I was just blown away by his, decrepit old ass throwing for like 4 touchdowns. That was really impressive. So, good job, Stafford.
All right, good job on you. It's Drew.
It's week 8. I think I'm actually going to give my first football-related game ball of the week.
Okay.
TJ Watt, because I appreciate a guy who went into the end of that game against the Giants and said, "To hell with it, I'll win this thing if nobody else wants to."
Right.
Fine, I'll do it.
I got to do everything for you. All right, Mr. Mike, who you got?
My daughter.
Oh,
Nice.
Here's why. We're a second half team, damn it. We came back in the second half. Claire had a hat trick in soccer in her last soccer game of the season.
Wow.
She might be the only person who understands that you're not allowed to kick the ball out of bounds on the team. She stops, will turn herself around and put the ball back in play. She's 4. There was some flopping on the field. And I mean, it is soccer, but it's also 4-year-olds. There were tears. There were sadness. There was a kid who told me they peed their pants on the way there. But the season
Jets game.
it was like a Jets game, but the season is now over. Praise be to Allah, who is just and merciful. I might be hanging up my coaching career as a youth soccer coach.
Oh, there
Good on
you
you.
go. Tell another
Good on
sport. Shows up.
Hang the whistle.
That's T-ball. That'll be in a few weeks.
There you go. That's fun.
My game ball goes to all tight ends because it was tight end day and they all did stuff. Every single one of them. Tight ends. Good on you. All right. That Jets joke you just made reminded me of one of my friends went to a Jets game last year and he took too many edibles without realizing it. And he just took one that was 10 times the strength that he thought. And he said, all I did was sit in the chair and look straight ahead at the chair in front of me. I didn't look at the scoreboard. I didn't watch the game. I didn't go to the bathroom. I didn't order popcorn. I didn't stand up. I didn't do anything. All I just was look straight ahead until the game was over. And that's what Jets fans must be like right now.
There's raw dog at a Jets game.
Straight ahead on the next chair in front of him until it's over. Oh, God. All right. Plugs. What's on Bloody Good Music?
Chris finally wrote a compelling article answering a question I asked him like 3 years ago, which is why the music of Jim Steinman appeals to him so much.
Okay. Wow.
All right. TJF Halloween is out. Listen to it on Halloween. Come on.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Next up, Gangs. That'll be
next up, Gangs. Yep.
I like saying it like that. Next up are Gangs. Mike, you got any plugs? Student of the week? Anything?
Nah.
All right. We're out of here. The Orton line will be here next week.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be on Thursday. I don't know what the game is, but we'll be on Thursday.
Yep.
Watching the game out of the corner of our eyes.
You guys will be on TV, maybe, wherever Syracuse is being,
Yeah. We'll do a
broadcast.
vlog. We'll do a
Depends
vlog.
what dozens of homes will be broadcasted into.
Should we vlog ourselves with McConkey episodes the whole way there? McConkey. Let's just book out all of season 1 of McConkey.
There you go.
Great car ride game. All right. We're not doing that. It's too early. All right. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you next Thursday. Don't forget. Bye.
Bye, everybody.